What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck. Okay, I wanted to do a second video to follow it from the first one that I premiered this morning. First of all, I apologize for the sound in that. I recorded that video in StreamYard on my laptop. I listened to it all the way through. And of course, when I uploaded to YouTube, listened to it again, and it was fine. When I premiered it, that's when, and I was driving my son to school. So I was listening to it when it was premiering with the rest of you all. And I was like, oh my God, this is, man, the video that I used from Dear World Christian, I think it was sped up. And then the ending of the video just kind of got cut. And it was, I was like, I know darn well the ending part, the last 5 minutes of my video just did not just get cut off. It did. So what I wanted to do is two things. I wanted to kind of just touch over some of the things that I brought up in that video. Basically, Cornmeal is not posting up any expenses or contributions related to her campaign that she is required to do by law. All right, that's pretty much what that comes down to. She went to some event, showed up, claimed it to be her campaign event, and yet there are no receipts or expenses related to it. I went on the Illinois State Board of Elections website, went to the information regarding this Rebuilding Dolton party, which is this campaign or political party that she created. And this is all that is available, is this Form D1 Statement of Organization. I mean, that's the basic. This has nothing about any expenses or contributions or investments or, or anything financially related. I mean, as a matter of fact, she put on here that the amount of funds available as of the creation date was 0. And this was just done on January 31st. On top of that, they have this information at the bottom. You see there where her and Mr. Harrison are listed. I have no respect for her, so I'm just not even going to say her name. But for me, Cornmeal is do just fine. But page 2, you see where her husband is listed as the treasurer. And the address is the same, his last name. She even used her email for the contact info. So when you see the address the same here, the phone number is the exact same. And then you see her email address under next to his information. So, people want to talk about a conflict of interest. I mean, seriously. I would rather have she be listed have Mr. Harrison listed as the treasurer, but no, her husband, for reasons. But then number 10, the financial institutions and other repositories, there's supposed to be a name and an address and phone number here. And this is according to the Illinois State Board of Elections. Their rules and regulations require you to have financial institution listed. You have here to be determined. Why is that to be determined? There's no way she's going to run a campaign or a full political party without any money. Whether she is getting contributions and or spending money on her own, there's no way you're not going to have any money involved in running a campaign where you think you're about to be somebody's mayor. So this by law is supposed to be filled in with an actual name for the financial institution, and it's not. But everybody wants to sit here and give her benefits of doubts for some reason. I don't know why. And then, of course, she indicated if there's any residual funds that is supposed to go to some charitable organization to be determined in box number 11. So she has not filled this out correctly. I don't know why they even approved this. They should not have approved it until a financial institution was listed at the very least, because you have at least 3 options on, if you have any residual funds left in the event that this weird political party is dissolved or terminated, where do you want that extra money to go, or where is it going to go? Well, that's required for you to report this stuff either way, expenses or contributions. But to put down here to transfer to a charitable organization and then you don't even list the organization, well, then the question is, are you really trying to have this go to an organization? The answer is no, she's not. But the financial institution is a requirement. That's mandatory. Why did this get approved is the better question that everyone should be asking. Why did this get approved without that financial institution listed? And of course, she has no contributions or expenses that she's been reporting at all. Yeah, according to the website here, the Illinois State Board of Elections is the committee details. This is kind of what I went over in the first video. You guys can go on that website, put in the her committee ID number for this Rebuilding Dolton party. This is a whole political party. Like, I thought they were just independents here. If you're going to start a political party, you would think that you would want to have all of the required information listed on your statement of organization. But it's the Board of Electors' fault for approving this dumb crap and not making sure that it was all filled out and completed correctly. So, God, this is why no one takes this nonsense seriously. But if you guys look below in the report section, no, there's nothing here. And since she, like I said, I know that those people did not invite her. But see, this is what happens when you go out, Cornmeal, and you make videos and you're trying to give this perception. It comes back and it bites you in the ass. So you wanted to go out and make it seem like all those people there at that event was there for you and your somehow campaign event. Okay, well, then you need to report all the expenses and contributions from it. Or otherwise, learn how to stop lying. Don't sit here and affiliate yourself with something that you can't back up when asked to present some financial reports for it. But you don't get the option to not post up and file these contributions and or expenses. You don't. You're required by law, just like everybody else. You claim to be transparent and you want to have people hold you accountable, even though you don't want anybody approaching you and going in your personal space and asking questions. And you've indicated, far too many times for my comfort that you're just willing to give over the village of Dolton to the state of Illinois for reasons. If you're not doing a video bashing the trustees, you're bashing the houses in the community. What are you trying to represent again, you hypocrite? Yeah, okay. But blocks everybody on social media. No platform, no policy, no website to do anything. And I'm not even going to ask if she's getting contributions because I'm sure she is. I mean, she's herself has prided herself, I guess, in being able to somehow get a line of investors and business companies that want to come into Dolton, but only under the illusion that they're doing business with her. Laughable, laughable, laughable. But yet those investors and business owners and all these people you keep claiming that only wants to do business with you, you're still not reporting them, and you're supposed to. See, this is why. Be careful about those who come speaking in the name of God and then come to find out that they're just as evil as the next demon that you see running around. Because that's where this is now. You're just lying through your teeth and being deceptive. You're not following laws. You're not following the regulations or rules by the Board of Elections. It's their fault for even approving this statement of organization thing and allowing that somehow to be valid. We all know you're not going to provide expenditures or contributions like you're supposed to. My question is, you know what? You guys can just file a complaint against her and have them come in and do an audit. At least get it on record. Because at this point, she's running around town having these so-called events and all this other stuff. And have people going out their way to do something. And she's not even trying to report it accurately like she claims that she's going to be doing. See, this is just a taste of what you should expect if someone like her does get into power and holds a position of any sort, especially one where she is responsible for a town or a village or a municipality of any sort. This is what you should expect from her. So, talk about not giving out financial disclosures. You're not even posting campaign disclosure. Yeah, because you're a hypocrite. All right. Yeah, here's her nonsense flyer. Someone sent me. I've been laughing at it for days. I tried to get it in my video I did this morning. It didn't work out. I mean, I don't know what happened with that. But my apologies, because I try not to, when it premiered, that's when I realized, oh, God, this is, man, it cut off the last 5 minutes. The video from Dear Woke Christian's channel was sped up. It's certainly not what I typically put out on my channel. I know I'm trying to get adjusted to the StreamYard thing here. So I'm just going to do the way I've been doing my videos. And those better quality than it does coming from StreamYard for some odd reason. But either way, this was sent to me. Yeah, for laughs and giggles. And the fact that she sat here on this thing talking about she's a self-sustaining entrepreneur of 25 years who constantly complains about houses looking like crap, I guess, or property taxes going up. Yeah, you got a failed business, one that's not in good standing. What's going on with that bakery? I mean, did you fail a test or an inspection of some sort? Is that why you're mad? You didn't pass an inspection? Oh, no. Oh, no. I can imagine what the upkeep of that bakery looks like. I'm sure it's got to be a couple bugs running through there. Ew. And she's trying to sell cakes and stuff. But yet, all you do is go around complaining on Facebook and blocking people about how the houses somehow look bad to you. Yeah, no one's going to let you win, one. And two, you're certainly not going to be eligible at this rate if you keep up, especially when you're messing with my supporters and posting children up on your Facebook. And then you're not going to get anywhere where you're not even being truthful and honest on the actual documentation or posting up the required campaign disclosures regarding the finances. See, this is why I said to Mr. Harrison in my live stream Friday, you might want to rethink your connection to this woman. You might want to rethink whether or not you want to continue on being affiliated with her. Because rebuilding Dolton Party is already effing up by failing to report the disclosures that you're required by law to report. That the public does have the right to know. Public also has the right to know if you filed bankrupt for a time or two. Because it gives intent as to why you want to be somebody's mayor. Especially after you've insulted the entire village by saying, well, just give it over to the state. And for those who are supporting Cornmeal, and hear her say something like that, I have to question your mental state. How do you think it's a good thing for her to want to just give over the village of Dolton to the state now? I mean, especially if you live there, right? Because, we YouTubers get that all the time. Y'all don't live here. We live here. Some YouTubers actually do live there. And they're offended. They're offended at someone saying, well, I'm just going to hand it over to the state. No, you're not. You can just not run and get your ass on somewhere and go sit down. You can take that type of position just to give up on all those people there and hand over the village to the state. I mean, honestly, it's laughable at this point. And yet, somebody paid for these stupid flyers to be made. Why wasn't this reported again? There's some expenses that went into this. Yeah. Where is the expenses for this flyer? Because, and where is your running mate on here? See, this is the narcissism in her. You got a running mate that is not even photoed in here. Is he even mentioned? Did she even mention Mr. Harrison? Let's see here. Let's not forget how this chaotic situation began. Yeah, no, you're making it worse. The people that she keeps talking about, oh, they stood next to someone she supported, by the way. You know, Cornmeal supports Super Stupid. She said it herself in that video. I don't have a problem with her. We know that. That's why we call you a plant. We know you don't have a problem with her. And why not just own up to it and admit it and be proud of it? I'm a supporter of hers. Yes, I am. I respect the lady that was wearing the white shirt all day because that's exactly what she said. You know, I voted for Tiffany. I'm just being honest. She came right out the gate and said it. At least she owned it. You're not even doing that, you coward. But yet you get caught on a hot mic saying that you don't have a problem with her. We know you don't have a problem with her. What we're confused about is why you just won't own up to the fact that you supported her. And you still do. Because you don't even try to be honest when it comes to her. You just want to keep blaming everything on the trustees who said time and time again, you know, we regret running with her and supporting her and trying to, you know, help her out and to make her look good. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you know, the mayor has to look decent in order for everybody else to trust the trustees and the administration, right? Wouldn't you want the leader to set the example? That's the idea. But what no one should expect is perfection. That is a tall order to fill, to expect perfection. We don't expect a mayor to be held in direct criminal contempt of court, or to be under FBI investigation, or to talk about how she's just trying to be a good girlfriend to a white-collar criminal boyfriend who's also legally married. People expect their leaders to make the best decisions that they can, knowing that they're not going to please everybody. And to be transparent and honest. That would start with you posting up campaign disclosures, since that's what you're running on. Since that's what you so-called stand for. You got it down here. Transparency. That's a joke. Honesty. The right direction to the state. Giving the village over to the state. Is that the right direction? Expect more. I'm assuming she means money and houses, because that's all she talks about. Money and houses. Securing our future. Define future. I want to hear your definition of that word. What you think that is? Define the word future. Okay? Because I don't think your definition of it is what we all would define the term future to be here on earth in this reality. Like you've obviously lost your mind. And I would be safe to say you lost your mind a long ass time ago, girl. You're the worst. But yet and still, you're trying to run for mayor of something while admitting you're just going to give it away to the state. Ugh, I can't. This is what really truly got me upset. You know, seeing this emailed to me because Cornmeal decides to put up pictures of my supporters' grandchildren. They are of mixed race. And yet she wanted to sit here and manipulate. And Cornmeal is very deceptive. I don't know if any of you have picked that up. But she's extraordinarily deceptive. It's all about deception. Tries to twist up your perception of reality and how you should view a situation. No one said anything mean to her. And just as an FYI to you, Cornmeal, because you're not that smart, just because you delete something doesn't mean that it could never be retrieved. There's always some server somewhere that stores data. So let's say the FBI wanted to do an investigation to figure out why you're posting up children on your Facebook page that you don't even know, trying to weaponize these children based on their race to lie about someone spewing hate against you being an alleged black woman. Yeah, they could go back and retrieve those posts that you thought you deleted. because you're not that smart. Just as an FYI to you. So if that ever needed to happen, yeah, all those deleted posts could easily be retrieved if they needed to get it. They'll get it. They'll get it. It would be smart of you to not post up children on your Facebook page that you don't even know, trying to paint some stupid narrative that someone is being racist towards you, while at the same time talking about their mixed grandchildren. Tell us how you really feel. I'll tell you, and I'm a black woman. You can kiss my ass and go to hell. How about that? Apparently that's where you want to go anyway. Because you continue to lie and be deceptive. Just like you lied about that event being your campaign event. I'm just saying, if you're going to sit here and own events and try to make it seem like you're the star of the show, then you have a lot of receipts to post up from that event. A lot of receipts. Yeah, you might want to get to work on that, as opposed to worrying about someone who sent an emoticon, an emoji, laughing at a video made about you simply because you think no one is supposed to know who you are. You're trying to run for an elected official position. You don't think that a background check is going to be done on you? Are you crazy? Yeah, you are crazy. So since you're crazy, yeah, a background check can be ran on you. People would like to know why you filed bankrupt or why your businesses continue to fail. Like, yes, that goes with the territory. Grow a spine. But posting up these children to try to make some moot point to incite some race baiting nonsense, because people are finding out who the hell you are because you want someone's vote that you don't deserve, has to be the most deplorable and disgusting thing even the most slimiest of the slimiest of elected officials has ever done. Aside from the ones that actually go to jail for that because they have more sinister thoughts in mind when it comes to children in photos. But this is just disgusting. So, hence my video this morning. Because I said I was not going to sit here and talk about her. I talked about this rebuilding Dolton party that's not following laws regarding, disclosures. Simple stuff. No, but she doesn't make time to do the right thing. She makes time to put up posts like this, though. And it wants to threaten with legal plea. Let me tell you something. First of all, she would be able to countersue you, and it would be epic. And I would help her do just that. However I can. Think you and your attorney have bigger problems that you need to be concerned about, such as probably complaints that's going to be flooding to the State Board of Elections as to why you're not following the disclosures and have a financial institution listed on that document. Yeah, that'll be something that'll be taking up more of your time. But see, here's how I want to end this video, like I wanted to end the one I did earlier on a lighter note. There's good in Dolton. There's good in Thornton Township. People out there just trying to live, work, and survive. They want their government to be open and honest with them and transparent with them. It's the least they could ask for, right? They want meeting minutes and agendas to be posted. They want budget reports. They want their leaders to answer questions, to have debates, to be approachable, to be personable. In the midst of all the things that the people of Dolton and Thornton Township have had to suffer for 4 years under super stupid dictatorial reign, they'll be damned if they're going to let that happen again with Cornmeal. Especially her being as disgusting as she has been. There's still some goodness there. A lot of goodness. That at least a population of 20,000 individuals in Dolton want to still fight for. That's why many people are passionate. That's why many people have reached out to us YouTubers, screaming and asking for help to shed light on what was going on, because they were tired of the nonsense and the debauchery. Now that late weight has been lifted off their shoulders with Super Stupid losing the primary in epic fashion, the last thing they want to have to deal with is Cornmeal and her nonsense and buffoonery, because she's sensitive and she doesn't like mean words. Never mind the fact that she's trying to infringe upon freedom of speech and expression, though. But whatever. Or that she's not posting up campaign disclosures and financials, or have a financial institution listed that's required by state statutes. But okay, there's still some good that I want to highlight. Here we have Miss Bobo. You look so nice with Lavelle. Yummy. This is at the Shift event that Jedediah hosted, and people were just there having a good time, letting loose, having fun and connecting and networking, because that's what it's all about. You know, living life. And for a moment, finding some joy and happiness in everything. Here we have, another beautiful picture. I mean, they have been fighting. Mr. Dan has been fighting for his hometown, for his village. He always speaks out in town meetings, you know, this entire time. And you see just happiness and a glow on everybody's face. Mr. Jason House, Bobo, this is beautiful. I'm not going to say your real name unless you want me to, but yes, beautiful. Just a good moment. These are beautiful homes. Pictures being sent to me from people who live there that are saying no one cares about what Cornmeal thinks. Every city, every town, every village has abandoned homes, have areas where, it might be a little rough. But why continuously highlight that? And you're trying to run for somebody's mayor? Girl, please. There are some positive, beautiful areas that can be highlighted, that can be shown, that she's not even taking the time to even show some level of interest in. You know, it's sad that you will waste gas and time to drive around just to photograph and film bad houses. It's almost as if you're setting up some sort of ad to make it easier for the state to think that they just need to come in and take over. That's the kind of feeling that I get on that. It's like you're advertising for, please come take us over and run through the streets and take control of the village, because it's so bad here. Look at all these bad houses. Y'all need to come here and fix up houses. Listen, that's not a responsibility of a mayor. Is it part of a campaign? Maybe, yes. Is infrastructure important to every mayor? Of course it is. The people have to be able to live and exist there. Know that they have stable housing, stable structure with their businesses to be able to survive, to thrive. There's more to it than just bad houses boarded up, needs the grass cut, they need to be cleaned out. Well, get to work, girl. But there is some nice homes here. Clean, quiet looking little areas and subdivisions that the people of Dolton have sent me emails saying, can you highlight some good here? They're not all run down looking. Look at this, just tea with the trustees, just people coming together, talking and speaking with their leaders, having a good time connecting, because, you can't live in a world and exist on your own. You can't be meanie 24/7 and then get mad when someone throws a mean word your way, because you don't like it. Because, oh, no. No. There's a lot worth saving here. This is Napoleon Harris. You see Valerie Stubbs at an event that he hosted, which I'm glad he's out here and, making his presence known. Hopefully he does some sort of a Q&A or something, because you don't really hear much from him. But I've had the pleasure of speaking with Nate Fields Jr. No, I don't live there. But if we can't highlight the people who are running and speak with them and interview them so that you all can see who you have as options, then you won't know much about them. So I'm happy Mr. Harris, Napoleon Harris, is out here making some runs and having some events and sitting down and talking with constituents. Do I believe Nate Field has a good chance of winning? Yeah, I do. I think he's some great competition for him. But this is where having a platform comes into play. Having policies and having things that will help enhance the community and the people and the quality of lives. That's where this comes into play. Just more gathering, people coming together and talking, sharing ideas with each other. It's more than just some bad houses here. You have some businesses that are worth saving. Hopefully Jason House decides to look at some of these businesses to see what it takes for them to be opened and to help them. These are photos that have been sent to me. People are like, listen, if they want to talk about businesses and bringing in revenue, there's some businesses that have been closed and boarded up that could be, looked at. Have a chance to figure out what can we do to get this business open. Let's look at some of these businesses that could be operating, but they're not. It's a salon and beauty bar. Transformations. Uh-oh. Here's another restaurant. It's closed. And it's unfortunate. Maybe there's a chance to say, let's look at this. What will it take to get these doors open? This is what Jason House could be looking at here. So there's a way to present this information to where it's not, oh, everybody's just deadbeats and everybody's so stupid and ignorant and da-da-da-da. No. What will it take to get these doors open for these businesses? How can we invest in these small businesses? Start bringing back some revenue into the village. That's the approach to take. Not, oh, look at this house. Y'all can be here cleaning this stuff up. You have no idea what it would take to clean up these houses. Some of these houses probably failed inspections, and you never know what the conditions are. At least find out first before you just start putting them in a video thinking that somehow you're campaigning, when it seems like you're just downing the actual community itself. But you want to represent it, Cornmeal? Really? Here's the obstetrics gynecology. I mean, of course something like this would be crucial and vital to have in the neighborhood. An OBGYN. This is a nice building. I have no idea what this was. But here's another business that could be operating. It would be a good soul food restaurant. Looks like a good soul food restaurant. I'm just assuming. Everything must go. See? What was the reason they closed their doors? Here's another. Stylist and barber. There's reasons why these businesses aren't operating. But if you believe that it's worth saving, you'll find out. You take the time to sit down and say, what do we need to do to get the doors open again? If it's just a matter of signing a license permit, come on. And I believe Jason House did in the last meeting. He mentioned that as Mayor Pro Temp, he did sign about 23 or 27 business licenses. That's at least showing some hope he got some businesses that are still able to operate. At least 23 of them. That's how you look towards the future. This is how you highlight some of these nice areas and homes. To try to figure out how can we put a plan together to bring back our businesses, to improve schools and playgrounds and things for the kids. I mean, it's not all bad. And truth be told, I mean, you got every city in the U.S. that could point towards a bad part of the neighborhood and a good part of the neighborhood. That have abandoned homes, that have homes that are millions of dollars worth. You know, they're gated, like almost mini mansions. Every city has that. You give it over to the state because you're coming across a bunch of closed up homes and you think that somehow this is marketable. Yeah, I'm going to video all the bad houses, whine and complain about something. And yep, that's going to be my campaign. Oh, okay. People coming together. Never would have thought in a million years I would have been able to meet Jedediah or Dear Work Christian. But look how reporting on Dolton and the Thornton have brought some people together from unlikely places. I'm not going to stop reporting on Super Stupid until she goes to prison. And I meant that. But if you care about the people of Dolton, if you care about people that are reaching out to you and saying, can you please help us here? Can you help bring some light to the situation? If I can do that to help someone else, then I would hope that, hey, we got a lot of some issues in Atlanta. Ugh. We have about 3 or 4 mayors, which is what we was talking about on Saturday when we met up at this impromptu meeting at Chipotle. We talked about what, Dear What Christian, I was sharing our ideas and thoughts on how we're going to go out and tackle some of the issues here. Sometimes you're inspired by, the reporting that you do. It might take reporting on another town or city to get you excited and amped up to be able to do something about your own. Now, Atlanta is much bigger than the village of Dolton. So anything we do here probably will make national news. We tend to make a lot of news here. We got about 4 mayors in the news now because they don't know how to act. I mean, So, yeah, we're going to make the news regardless. But, yes, it would be nice to be able to have methods in place to get rid of these corrupt mayors real quick when they step out of line. And tackling this epidemic of corruption that's going on. Yeah, you sometimes need local people. You need other people to come outside, look in. Maybe could give a more neutral and impartial view. But when it's just the evidence and the information that's there, it's pointing towards one person having a lot more guilt in this than others, you got to call it for what you see it. No one else is being held in direct criminal contempt of court but Super Stupid. That's not something that the trustees cost. That's something she did all on her own. That's the level of accountability that she should have. Don't divert away the accountability that she should have for the things she has done, for the issues she's brought into her life, that she's brought into the village, by trying to shift blame on the trustees for anything else. No. For whatever hand they have in doing whatever they've done, hold them accountable for that. And continue to do so because they've opened up that challenge. But for the things that Super Stupid has done, that she has been already accused of doing in the court of law, hold her accountable for it. Stop mixing in what she's doing and this FBI investigation she's under with something with the trustees. Because Super Stupid pays no one's bills. How about that? So no one owes her anything. So what is the issue with saying, nope, there are things she's done that she did alone that she must be held accountable for? What's the problem with that again? Okay. It's a picture of a nice playground. See? And yet that skating rink looks like the walk of death. I mean, no one should go skating on that skating rink anymore. I don't even think it's open. And trust me when I say Super Stupid doesn't care if it's open. She's not studying that skating rink either. She made an issue about water parks and skating rinks just because she wanted these vendors and contractors to get paid all this money for those possible kickbacks. Because otherwise, why fight for something if someone like her, who's a complete opportunist, is not benefiting from? You have to look at everything that's going on and ask, how is she benefiting from this when she's pushing so hard for it? Who pushes for a water park when you can put that money towards maybe amping up this playground? You want a whole water park? You couldn't even take care of the $1.4 million skating rink. She didn't care about the upkeep costs on that. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about the maintenance. It wasn't about it lasting. She didn't even barely want to charge for it. It was all about, let's get these vendors, the contractors paid that built it. And yet, those who claim to be smart and live there are going to sit here and say, no, she was trying to charge for it. There is no way you all would have been able to generate that type of revenue of what was spent on that skating rink even in 1 year. $1.4 million. And that's not including any upkeep costs, any maintenance costs for it. You would not generate that type of revenue to make up for the 1.4 mil. So it's still a bust. But you have a cute little playground here that could have just maybe gotten $50,000 worth of renovations done to it. And then a little upgrade. As opposed to that stupid skating rink. It's all about beautifying and upgrading and updating what you have. There's nothing wrong with this little park here. The gate needs to be fixed. Some grass and some turf needs to be put down, because kids fall. But some of that money from that skating rink could have just went to upgrade this park right here. Or as opposed to building a dumb water park, upgrade what you already have. Put a little splash pad next to it. Turn that into a thing. So in the summertime, now you got a little water splash pad next to a cute little playground. There are ways to do these things where it doesn't cost the taxpayers a whole lot of money because people are exhausted of it. They're tired of the tax dollars just being flushed down the drain. The trustees need to figure out a way to get super locked out. I mean, seriously. Let's be honest. She's not going to really have much involvement between now and April 1st. Why does she still have keys and access to things? I don't know. But I did want you all to see, on a lighter note, there is some beauty. There are some people there that want to hold on to the hope of keeping their community together. It's not all bad up, boarded houses that look rough and torn down. No. You have people that are still being hopeful. And I think as long as the community continues to fight together to keep their village together, you have a good chance. Don't put someone in that has already said they're willing to give it over to the state. What kind of nonsense is that? If you believe it's worth fighting for, then fight for it. And don't let our reportings here in the YouTube streets be in vain. So fight for it. I think it's worth fighting for. So I'm going to end on this note here. Thank you guys for being patient with me with my weird audio issue from the video this morning. I hope that this one is more encouraging and uplifting and informative. You guys can go on the state Illinois Board of Elections website, look at their rules and regulations handbook, and see some of the information that I went over earlier is in their handbook. I actually pulled up the handbook in the earlier video. But laws are laws. And no one is above them. I don't care if you used to serve in the military or not. That should be more of a reason why you should want to follow a law. But, you know, being in the military doesn't make you holier than thou. It just means that you decided to serve your country. But you should still be, you know, willing to obey laws. I mean, seriously. Thank you all for listening. And I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to continue to report on Dolton. And I have high hopes. Hope that Jason House can come in and do some great things. Please post up meeting minutes because we're all waiting for it. All right. You guys take care of yourselves and each other. Lady, look out. Deuces.